I went into foster care at the age of 14, and as my placement came to an end with foster carers, I was a bit anxious about where I was going to move on to. I first off decided that I would get my own flat, but that didn't work out very well for me, so I was officially homeless. And that's how my social worker got me in touch with SASH.
SASH stands for Safe and Sound Homes.
So we work to prevent youth homelessness in young people who are aged 16 to 25 across York, North Yorkshire and East Riding. And the way we do that is by putting young people into the homes of a volunteer host and supporting them to find a long-term solution to their homelessness. Night Stop is our longest running project, and that is an emergency response for a young person that's in a crisis and doesn't have anywhere to sleep that night and doesn't really know what they're going to do and is facing homelessness, and it is a reality that they don't have somewhere to sleep. And then Supported Lodgings is our more long-term project, and that's up to 2 years with the same host. They get their own support worker, which is what Gary does, and they work closely with the young person to kind of get them ready for independent living. It's a really simple concept. It is a voluntary donation of £1 being added to every table's bill for a 6-week period over Christmas. And all of the money that's raised from that, every penny of that £1 goes straight back into helping young people in our community who are facing homelessness. Myself and Gary just kind of put together a hit list of the restaurants that we wanted to approach, keeping it to independence, because we wanted to make sure that the money that was raised in York by the people of York kind of stayed in York, and it wasn't just part of a chain that we wouldn't necessarily know where that money was coming from. So yeah, we just went out, approached loads of restaurants, and we were absolutely overwhelmed by the response. The amount that we raised was just under £10,000, and that's enough to be able to provide a whole year of Night Stop in York. So that's 365 nights of emergency accommodation for young people that are facing homelessness and are at a crisis point that night. So that would pay for that. It would also go towards our SASH Active project, which Gary runs, which is getting the young people involved in more than just the day-to-day thing of having to do the things that we ask them to do, of having to budget and having to make sure they're looking for employment and getting ready for independent living.
We never imagined when we set off walking around town with our list of restaurants and door knocking that it would ever turn into the amount of money that we raised. We were flabbergasted really, weren't we?
Yeah.
To go door knock on restaurant stores and kind of introduce who we are and what we do and what we're all about, and the concept of this idea where you're asking people who are coming to your restaurant to give something, we thought would be quite difficult, but actually people just grasped it with both hands. It was astounding really. So to kind of go through that whole process and then at the end of it be rewarded with £10,000 was phenomenal.
York definitely got behind it, so yeah, we're definitely doing it again, and we're hoping that it will be even more successful than last year.